Howdy crypto friends, checking in on our usual suspects here, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, TRX, EOS, BNB, NEO, and Dash. So we've got consolidation starting. The bulls have held up really well. Things slowed down on the shorter term time frames, the 4-hour chart, and we'll look at that in just a moment, but couldn't really get much follow through on the bull breaks, but we also haven't really pulled back much at all either. So we're in a bit of a stalemate as we're having this little bull and bear battle going on, wondering, are we going to see continuation or is it time to see daily consolidation? A bunch of the names that we're currently looking at have already started their daily consolidation and other names have not. So I would look at Bitcoin and we would say, yes, that's a bearish reversal candlestick on the daily time frame, but we haven't started daily consolidation yet. And what I use to gauge that is the higher lows on the daily time frame. So we've now seen 4 days in a row with higher lows, lose the daily higher lows every candlestick. That's when we pull back and look for a higher low in the overall trend. And we're certainly going to anticipate that support, or I should say that higher low will form, because anything above 35.35 is a higher low in this uptrend. So zooming in on the 4-minute time frame, it's very clear what support level everybody is watching, and it's the 4-hour uptrend. So we have the higher low established at 38.66. We then saw continuation, or actually it was a double top and then continuation. That bull break got no follow through. The bears were just waiting for it. And then we pulled right back down towards support and held it again. So if we look at the hourly time frame, look how many times we have held this support level. 38.66, 38.67, 38.71, 38.69. So 4 lows in that area. And if that breaks, I would expect stop losses to be triggered from bulls exiting positions. The hourly chart here, we just bounced off that support and set a lower high. The bulls are going to try and change the hourly trend. And if they do by breaking 39.12, we'll be right back in this 4-hour tightening pattern. So the momentum favors the bears at this point because of how close we are towards that support breaking. And if that support does break, that's the indication that daily consolidation to form the higher low is coming. But the bulls could potentially at least delay that break by getting over 39.12, the most important short-term resistance. Checking in on Ethereum. So it has not started well, I take that back. It consolidated yesterday to form this little bit of a bull flag, attempted continuation, and rejected. So I like it best on the 4-hour time frame for clarity. It's a nice big equilibrium. So high of the bull move, low of the initial pullback, lower high with the inability to break resistance, and the bulls are trying to form a higher low compared to 138.16. We have to change the hourly trend back to the bulls in order for us to say that our 4-hour higher low has been established. So here's a base on the hourly trying to be established in the 141.76 range. Bulls have to break 144.17 to change the hourly trend, and then for us to say, all right, our 4-hour higher low has been established, and the equilibrium is going to continue playing out. So this is definitely a pattern to be watching into tomorrow. If this equilibrium holds, it's going to continue to tighten and give us a nice clear break. At this point, it's still a potential daily bull flag. We did attempt continuation and rejected, but a bull flag is just going to stay in a tight little channel of healthy consolidation. So this does not negate the potential daily bull flag at this point. It decreases the odds of the potential that it follows through because, again, we rejected. But it's all about the clarity of the 4-hour time frame to keep an eye on ETH with the hourly chart for some more details if you want to zoom in. Litecoin, daily inside bar forming. So looking at the 4-hour time frame for Litecoin, it pulled back pretty significantly. Anything above 46.24 is a higher low attempting to form. Multiple 4-hour inside bars to be watching. And the hourly RSI will get oversold if we drop down below 47.52 and drop to lower lows. So 4-hour inside bars to watch with a bear break. It's all about 46.27. And if we get a bull break, we're going to watch for a 4-hour lower high compared to 51.40 resistance. So short-term pattern, this 4-hour inside pattern is going to break on Litecoin probably before we get a clear break on that Ethereum 4-hour pattern, which is much larger and much more space to work within. And if Bitcoin breaks that base of support that we just looked at, then we can assume that Litecoin is going to break bearish here as well. XRP clearly pulling back on the daily time frame and at the low of consolidation at this point. High, low of the pullback, lower high, and we pretty much just traded sideways within this range. Couldn't break resistance. Bear break right down to support, but no follow through right now. So if we get a bear break of support, 323 with no follow through, we zoom out and look for the potential of a bull flag. So I don't really like the way that this looks for a daily bull flag right now. Too much pullback from the high in terms of percentage moves. You don't want to get back on a flag more than a third of the pull. So if the pull is, 10, let's just say a $10 move was a pull, you don't want to get back more than $3.50 on that pullback. And the flag gets negated for me when you pull back halfway. And it does look like we have pulled back about halfway at this point. And I don't even need to confirm that. I can see that visually. So it's all about this support that we're grinding against. There is a lack of support below this level, so it's certainly not comfortable for the bulls, but it is a good sign that we didn't get much follow through at this point. That being said, with correlations, if Bitcoin breaks that base of support, we're probably going to see XRP drop down into the mid 31s. TRX, so we're watching for the daily attempted trend change to tell us that our weekly higher low has been established after a healthy weekly consolidation, and we have a daily inside bar, so that tells us the range is tightening here as well. We've got the high, low of the pullback, lower high, and we actually saw a bear break here because we had a higher low, inability to break resistance, and a bear break, but we didn't break down below 2412 support. So I don't really like it for clarity on the 4-hour time frame unless you're trying to pick out a couple supports and a couple resistances. I like the simplicity of the daily inside bar. So it's likely going to form with a daily inside bar. Still a long way to go, another 6+ hours. But if it does, then that's what we're going to be watching tomorrow for a break of that range, either 243 or 2528 for resistance. EOS, daily inside bar forming. Daily consolidation has not started here yet. Higher low each day and holding very strong. The 4-hour time frame still pretty healthy. Same inside sideways trading that we're seeing on Litecoin and XRP here as the bulls are attempting to hold on, and anything above 354 will be a higher low on the 4-hour time frame. And we're going to be watching just for healthy daily consolidation. So even if we lose the 4-hour uptrend, just like everybody else, we're looking for a pullback for a higher low, low bear volume. Exponential daily support will be a target once the 4-hour uptrends are lost, if they do get lost. And overall, EOS, definitely one of the stronger names still holding up, but 4-hour inside bars should dictate short-term action, same as Litecoin. Binance has started daily consolidation. Anything above 889 is a higher low. Exponential support is catching up. 4-hour time frame lost the uptrend. So we pulled back, established a support. There's our lower high and lower low. So anything under 1094 is just a 4-hour lower high at this point, as we see a bounce attempt that's not really doing a whole lot. And support is down at 1013, and then we are looking down at 10 psychological. So clear little 4-hour consolidation pattern as we search for the daily higher low to be established on another one of our lead bulls, especially on the weekly time frame, Binance. NEO has started pulling back on the daily time frame. Inside bar broke bearish. Anything above 771 is a higher low. Exponential support is coming into play on the daily time frame. 4-hour trend very clearly changed. We had our high, low, inability to break resistance, break of support on increasing bear volume, and the bulls are still trying to attempt a recovery from that. Anything under 918 is just a lower high on the 4-hour time frame, and our support is down at 848 and then down to the 830s. 838 would be the next level. So again, there's no major red flags. I'd say out of everybody that we looked at, this increasing bear volume is the most significant bearish sign that we've seen. We haven't seen some high bear volume on many of these names, but there's no major red flags, and we're still watching for healthy daily higher lows to form. Dash consolidating on the daily, looking for a higher low compared to 77.55. Daily exponential support catching up here and coming into play, and the 4-hour time frame. We had our high, low the pullback, lower high, lower low. Not a ton of bear follow through at this point. Again, we want to see, if we break support, how much follow through do the bears get? And if the answer is not a lot, then we look for healthy daily consolidation. And that's where everybody stands right now. What I want to know is, if we do break this Bitcoin base of support, how does everybody react? What does the volume look like on that break? How long does it take for the bulls to try and buy that dip? And how does the correlation with all these other names come into play? What does their volume look like? How much follow through do we get? Do the bulls buy that dip? And that's going to give us insight in terms of how much consolidation to anticipate on the daily time frame. Remember that how much we consolidate is going to dictate most likely scenarios going forward into next week. If Bitcoin were to pull back here and the daily higher low forms at, let's say, in the low 38s, That's very healthy. That's a potential daily bull flag, very brief consolidation, and we would be looking for continuation. If, however, we were to pull back down to the low 37s, that's much more of a pullback. The odds that we bounce and form a daily lower high would be a lot higher in that scenario. So continuation versus a bigger pullback and then a bounce for a lower high is going to be determined by the amount of volume and the amount of pullback that we see. So the next 2 days or so are going to be very telling in that criteria. So that's all we got for today in the cryptocurrency space. Don't have any videos left from Puerto Rico. We're all out of that content. Want to point out chill step music on YouTube. And I use that when I'm preparing for my trading day with stocks and while I'm trading. And if you were looking for some, nice background music while you're getting work done, check out chill step on YouTube. I've certainly found it helpful and it suits my taste in music. Also had a really good lucid dream yesterday. And for those not familiar, I did put out an intro to lucid dreaming video on the TheChartGuys channel. And that was the first real video where I, strayed away from charts and technical analysis and just insight into my experiences and why I think lucid dreaming is useful. And it's certainly a skill that we can all utilize. I've lucid dreamt a lot less ever since starting the TheChartGuys because my mind is so focused on charts. And it's really a lifestyle. If you want to get really good at lucid dreaming, it's a lifestyle that you need to adopt. And there's constant reality checks that you do throughout the day to increase the awareness in your dreams. And then for those who don't know what lucid dreaming is, it's essentially being able to control your dream space and realizing that you're dreaming and you are the creator and you can do anything that you want. And there's really limitless bounds of what you can explore in this space. And I've talked to plenty of people who have been really good at lucid dreaming and have been doing it for years, and they have some pretty profound experiences and interactions with even other people in the dream space that then gets transferred into waking reality and their memories. So it's a whole wide world out there. Check it out. Thanks again. Do good things. We'll see you tomorrow.